As the Boruto anime inches closer and closer towards the return of Kawaki into the series, one question that still lingers in the fandom is how did Kawaki destroy Konoha? In the opening pages of Boruto the manga and the first couple of minutes of Boruto episode 1, we see Boruto fighting Kawaki with the backdrop of the ruined Hidden Leaf Village behind them, with the Boruto anime now about to enter the portion of the story where a year after the events of Naruto vs. Momoshiki, we actually get the formal debut of Kawaki in the timeline. I think that now's the time to look at this question about did Kawaki have help destroying Konoha? Now, as a courtesy, before I go any further, I want to warn any anime-only viewers that I will have a pretty big spoiler about the future of the Boruto series in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled about the future direction of the series, I highly recommend checking out another video in the Boruto discussion playlist, the Naruto Explained playlist, or the Naruto What If playlist. With all that being said, if you're still here, then I'm assuming you're okay with spoilers, so I'm going to proceed to go ahead and get into the topic of this video. Now, one theory that a lot of fans have is that Kawaki might have had help from the Kara organization in destroying Konoha. While I don't think this is the case, I do think there is a huge possibility that Kara might be acting independently of Kawaki, meaning it might be a scenario where Kara attacks Konoha of their own accord, and you see Boruto versus Kawaki be something that is organically built up on its own. While this first scenario of Kara and Kawaki teaming up is really quite intriguing, I do think that there's something to be said about going with the second option. Organically building up the tension between Boruto and Kawaki, as Kodachi has done in their brief interactions in the manga so far, is definitely the best way to go. In the opening, we get Boruto telling Kawaki that he didn't think he would go this far, which means that this is something that Boruto could have prevented, which ties back into what I've been saying all along about Boruto Uzumaki, which is he's being set up as the imperfect hero who is destined for tragedy and heartbreak. Momoshiki told Boruto that his eyes would one day take everything from him, and his interactions with Kawaki could be the start of all of this. While the tension between Boruto and Kawaki builds, moving towards with the Kara organization being the threat in the shadows is a really good idea for Kodachi to take. The organization is already different enough from the Akatsuki that they won't feel like a complete rewash of the Akatsuki concept from the Naruto series when the Akatsuki were first mentioned around volume 18 of the manga. We know from Kashin Koji's words that Kara has been keeping tabs on all the regions in the Naruto world, and it's not just limited to what you see in the 5 great nations, allowing for a dual conflict with Kara engaging the older generation and Kawaki being the cause of tension between the new generation or just Boruto himself could add a level of tension that could keep pushing the Boruto series going forward, especially when we look at how powerful Kawaki has been demonstrated to be. We know from the manga that Kawaki's Karma Seal packs quite a punch, and even though he's fatigued, he was able to eviscerate someone, and he was able to create craters with his explosions. Given Boruto vs. Kawaki takes place 4 years after the attack of Momoshiki on Konoha, then that means that we have 3 years left in the timeline for Kawaki to grow stronger, which means that the older generation of Naruto will now be 3 years removed from their primes, which means that they are vulnerable now. Kawaki will undoubtedly grow stronger. Then it is very possible that we see a scenario where Kawaki grows powerful enough to destroy the whole village in one shot by using his Karma Seal, which has already been demonstrated to be extremely overpowered. It would be even more interesting if Boruto fails to stop him, given that their Karma Seals appear to be linked in some unknown way, which I'm sure Kodachi will explain now that we have Boruto and Kawaki interacting. It would further add to the case that is being set up for Boruto Uzumaki being the imperfect hero who is destined for tragedy. So what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below, and as always, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys. Have an awesome day.